Hello everybody, my name is Mark with Droned Out RC, and today we're going to be looking at a frame that was provided to me by iFlight. This frame is called the Battle Axe. It is a 5" / 5.5" frame, so meaning you could run a 5" prop or a 5.5" prop. This is a hybrid frame, meaning that you can either set it up with the arms on the top like you see here with this build, or you can have the arms on the bottom. Basically you would have it flipped around like this, and it would have this would be the top plate, the camera cage would be flipped around, and the motors would be put on top. So basically you could have it either or way, and it's really neat. I chose to go with it with a top arm, and so I could have a mid-mount battery. It's pretty good. I like the way it flies. The way the battery would sit up with this configuration, it's a toilet bowl tank style setup. So you would have the battery go on top like this, and you would just do it like so. What I do here is I do take a rubber band and I do put it around the LiPo to keep the wires out of the way, and that seems to work really well. So back to the frame. The design of the frame is really good. They went out of their way when it comes to actually working on it with the carbon and making it aesthetically pleasing. The cutouts are really clean. They're chamfered. There's not really any sharp edges at all. Each of the edges of the arms and the plate, the sandwich plates, they are chamfered to a degree to make it nice and smooth. They have this little design right here, which is a little battle axe, hence the name, the Battle Axe. So that's even chamfered as well. You can see the way that they did it. It's really clean cut. They made sure that there wouldn't be any jagged edges for anything to scrape on. So you could put your XT60 wire through here and not have any worries about it cutting. It also does a good job of keeping the XT60 wire in place. Now, the frame came with a lot of cool stuff as far as setup goes. It came with, of course, all the hardware, all the screws you would need to put it together, the standoffs. But it also came with this little VTX holder, which is TPU. It came with two of these here, these anti-slip LiPo pad mats, and then some stickers, and it came with two iFlight LiPo straps, which are so far holding up really well. The design of the frame I'm liking a lot. I do think that they put a lot of work into the design, because it's with these little cutouts you could have a lot of room for error when they're cutting it on the CNC. So to get an actual frame with the carbon cut clean, it's really nice, which means that they're putting the effort in with the quality control, making sure that you get a good quality frame. Now, the thickness of the plates and the arms equal to a total of 8 millimeters when you have the sandwich right here. So it's a 4 millimeter arm, and then you have each plate for the sandwich plates at 2 millimeters apiece. The top plate is 2 millimeters, and then you have these cages plates, those are 3 millimeters apiece, and then you have this top plate, which I do believe as well is going to be 2 millimeters, but it could be 1.5 millimeters. The hardware is all there. There was nothing missing when I got it. It came packaged really well. It came in this box. So this box here, it's a really solid box. Not many companies go out of their way with making sure that you get a really good quality packaging to go with a really good quality frame. iFlight, every frame that I've gotten from them has come in a box similar to this. And this isn't the first frame that I've ran, but this is the first frame that I am reviewing, because I really do like iFlight. I stand by their products, and this is another good product from iFlight. Now, the motors, the way that they have it set up is you can put up to a 25 millimeter stator. So these here are 2207, and you can see that there's still a good amount of room to put a bigger motor on there. So if you hit in a crash, it's going to be well protected. So you really shouldn't have to worry about those. And then also, I really like the way that the motor wires come around. If you use a nice thin ESC, it will fit well. The hardware that it came with was really good. I didn't see any problems with the fitment. So yeah, iFlight did a really good job on this frame. I'll be adding some DVR flight footage to it. So I gotta tell you guys, I like this frame. And by the way, it's only a $40 frame. You can get this frame on Amazon for 40 bucks. And sometimes they even have a little like a coupon that you can get where it gets you like an extra $2 or $3 off via Amazon. It's not all the time, but a lot of times that I've seen iFlight products, they have like this little coupon with. Now when you use this frame, there's not a lot of vibration going through it that I could tell. I do use these iFlight bobbins, little soft standoffs right here, and I highly recommend these with every build that you use to put the flight controller on, because they're rubber and they absorb all vibration that goes to the flight controller's gyro. So chances are if you use these, you won't have any gyro issues with noise coming from vibrations of the frame. But that being said, everything that I could tell about this frame, I don't sense any vibrations going to the gyro. When I spin the motors, I don't feel it as I would through the frame as I do it like on some other frames, like the QAV from Luminaire. That frame, I feel all the vibrations going through the motor from one end to another. When I tap it like this, I don't feel that vibration going through it that I feel on other frames. It's a good quality frame. The carbon's really good. I like what they've done. So this isn't going to be the only frame that I'm going to have of this one. I like it that much. I'm going to be grabbing one for sure again to do the mount like this. The way I look at this frame, a good way to describe it is you can have a Chameleon / rooster style frame to where you have the cage on the top and it looks very similar to the Chameleon / rooster style, or you can have it like this to where it's very similar to the Oh My God remix. Granted, it's not the same frame, but it's the same concept as you have the same mounting style battery, and the center of gravity should be very, very similar. That being said, also, iFlight is not one of those cheap knockoff clone companies. Everything that they do so far that I've used and that I've seen from iFlight, it's really unique. They put effort into the designs. They don't take designs from other companies and cut them out and just slap an iFlight logo on there. They go ahead and they work on their designs. They come up with a unique design, and it's something that I haven't seen other companies do. I do see companies cloning iFlight, like USmile, for instance. I do believe in the DC, I think the name is. They do make some frames that look similar to an iFlight, but I'm not quite sure if they're working with iFlight. But I do know on some things they do sell some iFlight stuff. So that, with that in mind, I would just go with iFlight. Their frames are very inexpensive, but they're very good quality. I have some of the frames that I've had, it's like I've crashed them really tough, like where a motor just ripped off, and it's hilarious because the frame was fine, the legs didn't get messed up, but that motor was sure trash. So I have faith in their products as far as being reliable. They haven't let me down yet. So yeah, iFlight is doing some really good stuff, and I hope they can keep it up. They're really making their name in the FPV market, coming out with some substantial designs that I find appeasing aesthetically as well as functionability. When you look at the layouts, it's like, let me grab another iFlight frame here. This is another iFlight frame that I have. Okay, and this frame I like a lot too. Okay, so when you look at these, they do a good job with the designs of them, the way they're built. You can't beat them. And like this one here is a tank. It's the IX5. This is the V1. It was my first iFlight frame and the longest one I had. I've had this frame for over maybe a year and a half or so, give or take. And I gotta say, it's really tough. This frame has survived so many crashes. It's just they're well quality. The carbon's really good. So, and then you got this frame. Both of these frames roughly $40 tops, depending on where you go. The other frame I had, that frame I think I paid $35 or $40 for, and it came with everything as well. So you know, iFlight doesn't chimp out on the product. When the packaging, you get everything you need and then some. Some stuff you may not even use, but the thing that's cool is they give it to you just in case. Not everybody has the UMA grip. Not everybody has, you know, their soft mount stuff that they want to use for their flight controller. So the fact that they provide you with a lot of stuff that you would need, like the nylon standoffs and everything like that, it's really nice to know that. They also give you the pads. They give you, you know, extra lipo strap. You know, it's like that you can use for the camera. Well, that being said, you can also put a GoPro on here, a Session, or like a regular Hero 3 or a 4. If you use a Hero 3 or a 4, you can use a 5.5-inch prop. I tried it and it does fit. Okay, it's a little tight, but it does fit and you can work it right. With a 5-inch prop, you can run the GoPro Hero 3 or Hero 4 with no issues. And then if you use a Session, you have no problems at all with either prop. A lot of clearance. I'm using a Hero 3 Plus, and it has plenty of room. I haven't got any video for it yet with that. I'm still working on it. With this video, I'll be editing in some DVR footage. I hope that will suffice. I gotta say, this receives a double thumbs up from me. Double thumbs up, double thumbs up. I will be grabbing another one of these, and just with the layout of it, I mean, even the way I could put the R9 antenna for the R9 Slim, I like the way that it fits through the front really well. And then, you know, just the way that everything's set up, you have a lot of room for the buildup. So one last thing I want to say before with this frame, it is a little bit more advanced for the building, so take your time when you build it. Plan it out. iFlight provides a very good instruction sheet, and I gotta say, it's probably one of the most concise sheets that I've seen. Let me show it to you. So, like, not a lot of frames actually come with one of these. You know, I've seen Armatan and some other frames, but I've gotten a lot of frames that did not come with any instructions at all. This is an exploded view, and I gotta say, it's like, I'm very glad that it came with it, because, you know, if not, it would have been a little bit difficult. You know, the only thing that you gotta do is, if you want to have either a top mounting arms or the bottom mounting arms, you just gotta flip the cage around and that's it, and then mount your motors. Really easy setup, and I recommend this frame to whoever wants to try one of these mid-mount center gravity toilet tank lipo styles, or some frame that you just feel you want to have options with. Say you've been flying it for a while with a top mount battery or a bottom mount battery, and you feel like you want to change it up and get a different characteristics out of the flight. You can change the way the center of gravity is by just flipping this cage around. Give you a lot of flexibility with the frame, and I really like that. So thank you for watching the video. I hope it was helpful. Again, iFlight is a really good company that's up and coming as far as like entering into the hardcore scene of racing when it comes to flying. And then now you got some really good freestyle frames. They're even making a lot of good 7-inch, 8-inch frames, 6-inch frames, everything. They got little micro frames all the way up, and they're even selling some full bill quads. So I recommend you check out their website. It is www.iflight-rc.com, and they also have an Amazon store as well. And I gotta say that you get some good deals, really good deals. Thanks again for watching the video.
wanted to begin when you found me. If you lose our base, you said it was. Said you never moved this way.